Hey guys, welcome to the first News Buddies podcast. I'm Al. I'm middle left.
And I'm Stan. I'm for free speech, thought, and expression, just as long as it doesn't hurt anyone physically. I'm leaning towards the middle.
Okay, and today we're going to cover how will basically the Trump indictment and how this will affect whether Trump can even run for president. So I guess the question I put to you, Stan, what do you think? Do you think
Yeah.
with the Trump indictment, how do you think this will affect his run? Will it be good, bad for him? What do you think?
Right. I mean, obviously, as of right now, it looks really bad. 34 counts of criminal charges against Trump. That's just crazy how many there are listed. I have not looked through most of them. But as of right now, the Democrats are jumping up and down and having a party. But just something tells me that Trump is going to come back stronger than ever, and potentially he will run. Well, whether he will win or not, I'm not 100% sure yet. It does seem like a long stretch, but he's still very, very popular. And I'm just curious what's going to happen if he doesn't win when he runs. I don't know. What do you think, Al?
I actually think this looks really good for him. At least right now, he's getting lots of donations. He's in the news all over again. Everybody's talking about him. And yes, while the news isn't all good, I do see this as a benefit for him with a caveat. And the caveat is that if the goal of all of these, and well, this indictment, and I'm assuming there's going to be others as well, because once you have one, you could have more. The problem is, will they charge him as a criminal? And if he does, even if he doesn't serve anything and they just kind of put a mark on his record, you can't run for president technically as a criminal.
Well, you never
So
know. They might change the law. Remember, they wanted for Arnold Schwarzenegger to run, and he's a foreigner and he can't technically run.
that never happened. So I mean, it's still held. So I
What?
mean, if he's a criminal or even on paper a criminal,
uh,
then he's not going to be. Like, I mean, I don't see a way for him to run.
so
How would you see it going around? You see what, the Democrats passing something or
no,
the
no, but
Republicans?
okay, but let's say that he's charged, and does he go to jail?
No, no.
And
Let's
you
say
know
no jail time. Let's say no jail time, but there's a mark now on his record because
that
I have a hard time
that's
seeing them
great.
put an ex president in jail.
Yeah,
But
but that's crazy though. But I mean, like, how is this any justice? Like, if it was any so-called citizen out in the public, and they were on trial, they would go to jail. But because he's a president, he's not gonna go to jail. And then on top of that, well, he's technically a criminal now, and he can't run for the presidency. So I mean,
surprise, surprise, our legal system is not exactly fair to everyone.
not
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely. And the president
I thought it
is,
was
I
blind
mean,
justice.
well, think about it. Think about it like this: the president, literally, as one of the powers that he has, he could pardon anyone for any crime. You
Yeah.
could have literally killed 1,000 people and be like, "You're all good," and
Yeah.
that's fine. That's literally the power the president has. So yes, absolutely. Now,
Okay.
whether this will in any way allow Trump to somehow get around things, I just,
What if
if he is labeled a criminal, I just don't see it.
what if what if what if he's indicted and then charged as a criminal, and then they put him away, and then Biden pardons him? Wouldn't
Oh
that
my God.
that would be the biggest joke of all time, I think. That would just I'm just curious, like wouldn't that make everyone confused, like the left and the right? How wild would that?
Oh no, no. See, okay, so the right is going to hate him. The left is going to love him and go like, look how gracious he is. Even though this is his opponent, even though this is a bad guy, he pardons him.
He-
He's not only a great president, he's a great human being. Because there is
right?
a perspective that you could take where even if something like what you're saying could happen, oh yeah. And again, it almost seems like, and again, maybe I'm wrong. This is me maybe reading too much into it, but this almost seems like a way to, meaning if they have him as a criminal and he can't run, this is sort of the way to control your opposition, isn't it? So, meaning if you don't have your biggest opponent, which is Trump, obviously, for Biden or for anyone really on the left,
Right. Yeah.
and you mark him as a criminal and he literally is unable to run. I
Right.
mean,
Well, yeah. I mean, that would be the whole point, right? To sideline him and to have a easy campaign. Well, I guess you probably know better than me. Aside from Trump, who is the second candidate for the Republican Party?
oh, it's DeSantis from Florida.
Oh my God, the guy with the small hands?
No, 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 no. I think you think about Cruz. No, no, no. That's the other
Oh,
guy.
okay, well, whatever.
Yeah. No, 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 no. This guy is actually
He has
really
big hands.
beloved. He like people like, especially in Florida, people love him. Like he
Oh,
kind of
he's
did
the
right by
governor.
him. At least that's what they feel.
Oh, he's
What?
the governor. He's the governor right
Yes, the
now.
governor. Yeah. He,
I
he
see.
he
Right.
is somebody who is Trump's biggest opponent for sure,
Right.
and he would definitely. I don't know if he beats Biden, but he would definitely give a good run. Whether
It,
he would galvanize as anywhere near the same amount of people as Trump, I don't know if I see that happening.
well, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got them mixed up.
Right.
Uh, but
Well, let me ask you though. Okay, for Trump though, do you think that him now, you know, I'm assuming he can't really do too many speeches or whatever, like going to Ohio and all that kind of stuff. Do you think that
why? Why?
this right now, do you think that this right now will actually make it so that people will start hating? Because okay, so before I finish that, people on the left think that him going through all of this, people are now going to really start, like disliking him because look how bad he is. He's a
Now,
criminal or whatever. Do you think that this will get more people to him, or do you think we'll get less people
no,
that
but
like?
now they're hating on him before they loved him. I mean, they always hated him. I mean, with all that grab the pussy and whatever other crap that he would do.
But
Uh,
don't you think that there's a thing where like people like the underdog? Like because right now he's the underdog, right? He's
mm,
kind of being bombarded from every angle right now.
yeah,
So
I,
like
yeah,
this was the first time a president has ever been indicted. He has the
yeah.
most amount of what do you call it when a president gets um what was it like when you're a president and you get like basically they want you to leave. What is that thing called?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
Okay, never mind.
I mean,
You people know. Yes. I mean,
yeah,
he kind of went through, a whole entire thing,
impeachment,
like a whole gambit of stuff, and now he's still in that. So I
impeachment.
feel like there's
Talk
a
about
lot of people that feel like, hey, if so many people hate him, maybe there's people who like him.
Are you talking about impeachment?
Yes, impeachment. Thank you. Yes, I don't know why I completely forgot about that.
Right.
Yes,
That
impeachment.
happens. Yeah, I mean, people definitely love the underdog, but like if you're on the left, I mean, yeah, I don't think you're gonna switch over just because of that. But yeah, I mean, if you're somewhere in the middle and you're not sure like who to vote for when the time comes, then yeah, I can see that happening. If and when he starts campaigning and
Well,
making
he technically is. I mean, he was before this
okay.
whole thing started. Technically, campaigning.
But I'm saying officially when he starts doing all that, if he and he will, in my opinion, he'll point the finger, at the Democrats, and he'll say, they're trying to take me down, but they couldn't take me down, and I rise above, or I rise from the ashes like the phoenix, and I'm reborn, and I'm gonna take my crown back again, I think, yeah, I think a lot of people, might go on his side. So there is a good chance. There is a good chance if he does make this comeback that he will be again the president of the United States. And as far as I know, this will be the second split term ever. So it will be interesting,
You
to
mean just one second. You're
yeah.
saying that if he runs, like meaning if let's say all of these lawsuits that are going to be pending and all that kind of stuff, if he gets by them and he runs, you're saying he'll win.
He should win, yes. Yeah. He has
Okay.
to win. In my opinion, he has to win. Uh just because of all misinformation about him and the popularity of him in the first place, and just being a strong so-called leader.
Okay.
You
Let me ask you a hypothetical. I get what you're saying, but let me ask
Yeah.
you a hypothetical. Let's say Trump gets into office. Okay. What do you expect to see from him? What do you think you're going to be like? All right, his first year, what does he do, and who does he do it to, or if anything?
I mean, I think he might attack Democrats in some way. Maybe if Biden is still alive, he might indict him. That could be one way he goes about it. I mean, the other thing is he could potentially finish the border wall, which I don't think it's finished now.
I
Um,
meant I meant more on the side of like it's okay. So there are obviously a lot of people who have been going after him ever since he stopped being president, and some were doing it while he was president. So my
yeah,
question to you is,
yeah.
what kind of retaliatory action do you see from him aside from him trying to indict Biden as well? Do you see anything else? Do you see him going after, for example, the news, or do you see him going after like Facebook or Twitter, or well, not Twitter, I guess now, but all of these social media places that basically kicked him off for all kinds of stuff. Um, the reason
Yeah.
why I ask is because I think that this is almost kind of like where there's a fear, an understandable fear, of him potentially becoming president. And that is like, what happens? What does he actually do? Because he might, like, as president, have a lot of power and swing that power. Because before, he was just kind of just calling everybody liar, you're fake news, fake news. But now I'm like, I don't know. What do you
Yeah,
think?
no, no, you're right. You're right about that because he is considered to be a powerful leader, a strong leader, and he doesn't take any crap from the media or anybody else. So there is a good chance that he will go after the media. But the worry here is that freedom of speech, and just because you don't like what people have to say about you, it doesn't mean that you have the right to shut down, media or just in general, someone saying something that you don't care for. And I think there is a good chance that if he does win, he might ban certain type of free speech, whether it's online or through the TV. So yeah, that there
Yeah,
is.
I don't know if I'm with you on that. I feel like that would be really against his own base. I really don't think that he would do that. But I do see him attacking with maybe some kind of not necessarily sanctions, but I could see him putting some regulatory things on news agencies to like, hey, you can't have like maybe like opinionated news or something. You like meaning you have to report for whatever it is without the opinions and
It's
like
all
meaning I could
all
see him
based
putting
on
some
opinion.
regulations, meaning I could see him putting some regulations where he screws with their business model and he screws with them what they can and cannot necessarily cover, but like how they cover it in terms of, because I mean, in all honesty, whether you're on the left or the right, our news is extremely partisan. It depends on who you're listening to, but the news is usually left leaning or right leaning. I I would have a hard time right now saying who you should listen to, who is right in the middle, who's not going to give you an opinion, who's not going to give you, their
Yeah.
own spin to it. And that is, to me at least, that is an issue that we're. And the thing is, people do listen to whoever they agree with more. They listen
Yeah.
to the left if that you're left leaning, and you listen to the right. And you can't imagine how crazy people have to be to listen to the other side. So I could see him doing something like that. I could see him going after the media. I could see him going after social media. I could see him going after politicians that did, talk shit about him.
Yeah.
And that that is, it depends from which angle you're looking at. It could be yay, great, or it could be the thing that you fear. So I don't know.
I
What do you
think,
think?
yeah, yeah, I agree with you. He will definitely ban some things potentially. I mean, it might not be right away, but something will be in play for the future potential. That's how they always do it anyway. So, but during his reign, if he does come back,
Hmm.
I think a lot of people are going to be more happier. You know what I mean?
A
So,
lot of people? You mean
well,
people on the right, or you mean just in general, like left and right?
well, I mean, you know, it'll be more fun. Biden is just like saying gerbil gerbil all the time or whatever the hell he's saying, and people can't even understand. At least with Trump, he'll insult some people, and there'll be some type of circus around what he's saying. But with Biden is just like freaking like he can't pronounce anything. He doesn't know what he's saying or what he remembers or what he's going to do or how he's going to do it. He can't even walk up the stairs to the airplane. What the hell is going on? Seriously.
All right, all right.
So
I mean, he's definitely up there in age, but I mean, it's very clear why he was elected. I mean, it wasn't that people loved him as much. Like, I don't really hear
the
anyone
lesser of
really
the
talking really positively about him. It's more that people were voting against Trump than they were voting for Biden. I
tells you.
think you, what?
I'm saying just tells you something about our society. So
Well, I think we all knew for a long time now that the presidency election is a popularity contest. It's not a this
yeah,
person is going to be the great leader that we need. It's
yeah,
not. This isn't like the general to lead our armies. This is a popularity contest of somebody who has usually lots of money and a lot of backing, and that's kind of usually the case.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
unfortunate, but it is. All right, so let's
All right.
let's move on to something else. I think we kind of covered that for a bit. How about now we talk about the great Andrew Tate? And I kid when I say great.
The
Um,
great Andrew Tate, huh? Yeah,
yes.
looks like he really looks like Austin Rivers. What do you think?
Austin Rivers?
Yeah,
Who's Austin Rivers?
Austin Rivers is one of the worst players in the NBA.
Oh,
Uh,
wait. Are you talking about the Laker player?
well, I mean, he used to be a Clipper player, but
Oh,
Doc
right,
Rivers.
right. Austin. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I remember. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
there's definitely a resemblance, a little bit at least. There's a little bit of resemblance there. Uh,
right,
they're
exactly,
both, I think, half black, half white, half black. Andrew
right.
Tate,
Situation.
right, exactly. If uh, if you don't know, Andrew Tate, um, he was arrested in Romania for potentially sex trafficking and a bunch of other reasons. He hasn't been tried. He's been in jail for around 3 months, and now he's out on house arrest. So now, basically, the conversation, at least our conversation, is
Well, I'm
go,
really
go
curious
ahead.
I'm just really curious what he's eating under house arrest. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
in
I
eat.
think he could order whatever he wants. I'm assuming
Well, what do you eat in Romania under house arrest? I mean,
pizza.
I'm hoping he's not sucking anybody's blood. That's all I'm trying to say.
Wait, I missed that. Where's the blood sucking?
Romania, like
Oh,
Pennsylvania,
because okay, got it.
Dracula.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't follow that. I get it. Okay, fair enough. Uh, Maybe I don't know. I mean, it's him and his brother that I know of that are inside there. I don't know if they have anybody else,
Well,
but
if I was his brother, why would I be with him?
no, they
On
were both arrested. By the way, they're both arrested.
They're both arrested.
Yeah, they're both on house arrest. They were both arrested, and they were both, yeah, they're
Uh,
charged for the same crimes. It's not like one is in charge for like with the other is. Yeah,
oh,
they're yeah. So I guess the question turns to, how do you see this turning out? Do you see Andrew Tate coming out, like, meaning right now there's no charges against him and he's been in jail for a while and nothing has been placed on him? Do you think that he comes out of this clean, or do you think, well, clean as in like, do you think he comes out of this as a martyr, or do you think they will find something, and or maybe they already have something and they come out with it and it's like, hey, sex trafficking and rape and all that kind of stuff?
right. Well, I mean, I really do think that this is just a stunt. I really don't think this is like a real story. What I think will potentially happen of one of two things is that he is convicted. He goes to jail. They supposedly hang him, and he becomes a martyr, like you said.
Oh, I wasn't saying that kind of.
No,
I
I
meant martyr
know,
as
not
in he
that.
gets out of jail.
Yeah, yeah, not that. Or he gets out of jail, and I mean, not jail. I mean, out of house arrest, all the charges are dropped, and
Well,
uh,
there's no charges. It's
well,
basically
whatever,
yeah.
whatever the media will say, and he comes out better than ever just because of his popularity with the men. That's what I think, and he's going to become really, really popular, and take over social media. And I don't know, I kind of feel like he's going to become a really huge public figure like Donald Trump. I don't know exactly how that will lead to what he's going to do when he actually gets out, or how he's going to be propelled by it. But I think those are like the two possibilities of him um,
I get it.
getting out of it. Yeah,
I
or,
get it.
or not
Um,
out of it.
yeah. I mean, I don't see the at least the first part of it where like this is all like you know the set, like they all kind of
There are no
orchestrated
charges.
this.
There
I
are
understand.
no
I understand. But
charges
wait.
with
But
this
this
bull-
existed. But this existed before an Andrew Tate. They have a thing like this
so they can put
because
anybody. They
so
can,
many people flee because they have a real problem with sex trafficking. So they invented this law before Andrew Tate was ever arrested. They invented this law specifically to keep people while they could
so,
get all
so,
the charges up and going.
so if
Whether it's
so if you're
okay,
a
okay, but
tourist, wait. So if you're a tourist and they just decide to pick you up,
he's not a tourist, by the way. He's not a tourist. So just to make
okay,
it
but
clear.
okay, fine. If you're someone
Yes.
who is either a tourist or not a tourist,
Yes.
they can
The
technically
answer to your
hold you.
question is yes.
That's crazy. That's
that,
just
that you if you go, but no, it's not. It's if you go to any country, you abide by their laws. It's like you can't go around here on the street killing a goat just because where you come from that's an okay thing to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like
we're
we
not
have our laws.
talking
We have our laws here, and the same way as you go to any country, like I forget what country it is. I think it's a Middle Eastern country where spitting is illegal, if I'm not mistaken.
well, I
Look,
mean, China, I know it's illegal to
okay,
spit.
okay, okay. So if you go to that country, wherever spitting is illegal, and you spit, you can't be like, whoa, an American. It's like they go, well, you could pay in dollars if you like, but here's the thing, like you might not be arrested for it, but you probably get a fine for it. So
Yeah.
all I'm saying is, it's like, yeah, you have to follow the rules. He is, by the way, he is a resident of Romania. He is not a traveler of it. He is a resident there. So
Why would he
um,
live there? What the fuck? Why would he even live there?
He gave some reasoning before. He liked that.
Ah,
He even
that-
it's funny. He actually even bragged before. At least I saw a clip of him bragging that he was like basically he could do whatever the hell he wants there without ever like nothing will ever happen to him because he's in Romania, and it's like
I
I
see.
can do whatever I want. And I think probably that's why, I'm assuming this is just an assumption here, but maybe their tax,
So,
their tax is pretty good for him as well
so,
there.
so it's confirmed he's a bloodsucker.
Maybe one way or another. One way or another.
Obviously,
But
obviously, obviously, we're joking. None of this is actually confirmed or true. We're just playing around by saying that he's a Dracula or sucking blood. So don't
I haven't said that. You've
keep
been saying
keep
that.
keep your panties, everybody. Keep your panties on, please.
All right. Yeah, no. So he's somebody who has been obviously really famous before. He is somebody who's going to, I think, make a big stink one way or another. I'm assuming because he's been out already for I think about a week, and it's been relatively quiet. So my assumption there is his lawyers are basically saying shut up for a while, or he's in negotiation with deals for like interviews and probably get lots and lots of money from people. It's to me, it's one or the other, because I
Right.
can't see him like coming out of jail after so long and not going on social media and not going on some kind of form.
Okay, what are the
And
chances? What are the chances that he actually gets indicted and then he goes to jail? What are the chances, you think?
I don't know if what's considered to him. I'm not sure if this is. Well, I mean, he was in jail, so meaning
No,
you're asking if
actually.
they bring charges, right?
Well, if they bring charges and then he gets convicted, and then he goes to jail, what are the chances? What do you think?
I have no clue because I don't know what they have. Like,
Oh no, just
like to me, like like I don't know even how to make that. I'm assuming this is just if this is not a farce, okay? If this is not a farce, that means they when they arrested him, they already had something. It wasn't like we have a hunch. I'm assuming they had something. They had people, they had evidence, they had something, and now they're just trying to create a foolproof case and then charge him with it. Because if they come out and go like, "Hey, we checked everything, we couldn't find anything," oof, man, Romania it looks
yeah.
really, really,
But who
really bad. Like
cares?
really bad.
Who gives a damn about Romania in the first place? I mean, let's be
Well,
honest.
this is the most popular Romania has been in a very long time.
Yeah,
Very long time.
since Dracula, I understand. But what's it called? Maybe what they're trying to do is maybe they're actually filming a documentary. That could also be a possibility, right?
No, no,
You know,
I
don't
don't
think
see
they're
that.
filming a documentary. I think 100% they're filming a documentary,
Oh,
but that could include if he is, brought up on charges, that will be, the trial, well, at least in the Romania of a century for sure, or ever. But yeah, so that could also be the case. But honestly, he's an interesting character. He says interesting things. He's perceived
it depends. It depends who you
as a
are, right?
messiah.
Because it seems like he has two types of people. The well, I
Yeah,
guess three, maybe. Yeah, because I think there's people. Okay, so there's somebody who really, really loves him and thinks he's just
right,
telling us the truth, then the honest truth. And there's the people who think he's the most misogynistic, horrible person to ever exist,
right.
right next to some other horrible people.
Trump.
And then I guess there's people like I'm assuming both of us are in the same place where we're like, eh, I don't really care about him. I think like just like everybody else, he says things like a few things that I might agree with, and he says a bunch of things that I don't agree with. It just kind of listen to people instead of listening about people, in my opinion, at least with him. Just listen to him for yourself, especially if you're like, oh, I think he's so stupid. Listen to him. You might be surprised about some of the things you might agree with him on. Others. That's my opinion about
Yeah,
him.
I mean
So,
he's polarizing. I mean,
extremely,
uh,
yes.
you know, so
But
it
I
makes
think
sense.
that's kind of like the way to get famous nowadays on social media is you have to usually be extremely polarizing. The
Well,
more polarizing you are, the better.
let me read you some quotes from Andrew Tate. High
Okay.
standards protect you from low quality experience. Aspire to be a superhero, not a normal person with a bigger house, and a nicer car. The man who goes to the gym every single day, regardless of how he feels, will always beat the man who goes to the gym when he feels like going to the gym. I mean, he has a lot of interesting thoughts. I mean, I don't, necessarily
Again, I think
disagree with everything,
you
but you know,
you literally read my
probably the
point
best
of
one.
view in terms of like meaning like there's certain things that I agree with and certain things don't. The thing is, you read not like honestly, like those weren't too bad because I did hear some pretty bad ones out there, some quotes, but at the same time,
You have
it's
any?
kind of like he has to be salacious, and those are the clips are usually that are played out.
So
But
you have any? Do you remember anything bad that he said that you didn't agree with him? Or?
not
Okay.
specifically. It was usually quotes about like kind of like what a woman's job is and
Okay.
what you should be doing, things like that, and
But
like
that's more like traditional. Like he was talking about, like he's a traditional man and he wants a traditional woman, and that's how he perceives the world.
not exactly that,
No.
but
Okay.
close. But it's not exactly that. No, he's not necessarily talking like a traditional man, but there's definitely a place for that. I would say it's really much closer to maybe like the way that he sees things is maybe closer to like how you see things in Islam, where a woman, should kind of like, be there for a man because he does believe that a man should have the right and sometimes not even the right, but kind of like almost like he should cheat on his woman and the woman should be happy as long as the man is providing for her.
Wow. That's
I
interesting.
remember that. That's obviously not his quote, but
Uh,
it's relatively close to what he was saying. And I remember like that's something I obviously don't agree with, but I'm sure there's a lot of men out there going like, all right, that makes a lot of sense to me. So
well,
I
wait a
get that.
second. You mean should or should have the option to? Like a
He
real man
makes
has to do
he
it.
doesn't specify that, but he makes it pretty clear that you should because so that
Right.
he doesn't like leave the woman and he doesn't or like he's a happy husband. The wife should actually even help with that and and like accept that is if you have a high value man, that's what he calls men that support their women.
Right.
If you have a high value man, then you should expect that he's going to sleep with other women and you
That's
should be okay with that. And but
that's
of course, you as a woman, you shouldn't do that.
that's true. But that's actually true. That's actually what
See,
he's.
there you go. There's a
No,
converted.
no, no,
There's a converted right now. You
no, no,
became an
no,
Andrew Tate follower.
no, no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if someone has a high stature, where that person is like 1% of the population, right? Meaning that person, makes a lot of money. A woman should not expect for him to be monogamous. I mean, it's just common sense, right? He has money, he can get whatever he wants, and that person is already used to that lifestyle. I don't necessarily agree with Andrew Tate in this world, but when human society was, more primal, it just made sense that there was a, I wouldn't call it cheating.
I'm confused. Wait, I'm confused. It sounded like you're saying you do agree with it, but you
Not this day, not this day and
okay.
age. I
So
agree
you're
with,
saying this is something that was acceptable back in the day because it sounded like you're saying
yeah.
this is like the thing now.
No, no, no. I'm saying back in the day where the
Okay.
population was low, it just makes sense not to have monogamy, right? I mean, you're trying to increase the numbers, and you can't really do it, with a single woman, right? She can only bear so many kids. So it just makes sense back then. Now, yet again, it really depends, right?
I don't know, but you're still left with the idea that the woman
Uh,
like cannot do that though,
well,
right?
they can't really. I mean, just
Why not? What if
because
they,
they can't once they get pregnant. I mean, they're gonna have one opportunity to have a kid, within the 9 months. So it's not like they're even in the mood to go out and have sex with other
okay,
guys. You know,
after let's say a year from then,
that's
couldn't
something.
they find another man to
Yeah,
impregnate them?
well, sure. I mean, they can do
Sure,
whatever.
but I'm saying that like that's not a part of his belief. It's not like
Right.
okay, well you're a woman, you could have many kids with many men,
Well, but
but it's not a belief
let
that
me
he
let
has.
me let me interject. Let me try to explain something to you. Right now, the reason why these women are not going to do that is because if they do actually cheat on their spouse, right? Whether it's now or in the past, a lot of the spouses that are like that, like I said, most of them are very well off because if you're somebody who has limited resources, even in the past, but especially in
Okay,
the
okay,
present,
okay.
you're
Let me
not
stop there.
you're not going to have a
I'm gonna
bunch
give
of
you. Hold on a
women.
second. I'm
Wait,
gonna
wait,
give you.
wait,
I'm gonna
wait,
give
wait.
you a more appropriate example.
Let me finish. Let me finish. What I'm saying is that whether it's in the present or in the past, the person that is sleeping with a lot of women has a lot of resources. Okay, a regular guy in the past who doesn't have a lot of resources, the woman does not find him attractive. She will most likely not go for him. Okay. And the same thing now, men who don't have money have a really hard time finding a woman, period. Right? Forget about the cheating part, finding a woman, period. So I agree with him in the sense that it does happen now. And what I'm saying is it especially happened before, and it will always continue to happen. So and the reason why he's saying that women shouldn't cheat on their husband is because or their spouse is because they probably wouldn't cheat, because if he found out that she cheated, she'd be out on the streets, and I think she she would know that. That's what I'm trying to say. Are you there, Al?
If you take a look at the powerful women, as in like Bill Gates's ex-wife, or if you take a look at Bezos' ex-wife, these are multi-billion-dollar women. They're literally the richest people on the planet. So if they get married to a man who obviously won't have as much money as them, can they in that relationship then, you know, sleep with as many men, and the men have to be like, well, she is, the main person in our relationship? Because I don't think any man looks at it like that, and I
Yeah.
don't think anybody men
Actually,
would. So
actually,
go for it.
actually, no, actually, you're right. I mean, or you're just posing that question, but the answer is yes, yes. I mean, I really do think whether women with a lot of money, whether they will go into the marriage thinking, you know what, I like the guy, I love the guy, I married the guy, but I'm gonna still have my side dishes. You know what I mean? Like, I I do think that they do have that right or that will, to cheat. So I think it's just a matter of having the resources to do so. That's what I think. And if the woman has the resources, she will. And if the man has the resources, the man will. That's at least my opinion on
I
that.
guess I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that. But as you guys can hear, Andrew Tate is somebody that you will find things you agree with, things you disagree with, and yeah, it is what it is, I guess, with that. So, anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining us for our first podcast. Whatever you guys have to say, good or bad, give us some ideas of what you like, what you didn't like, what we could do better. And I appreciate you guys. My name is Al, that's Stan, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys next week.